processing, of course, begins with the eyes. Light enters, hits the back of the retina, and is circulated, most of which is streamed to the very back of the brain at the primary visual cortex. And primary visual cortex sees just simple geometry, just the simplest of shapes. But it also acts like a kind of relay station that re-radiates and redirects information to many other parts of the brain, as many as 30 other parts that selectively make more sense, create more meaning through the kind of aha experiences. We're only going to talk about 3 of them. So the first one is called the ventral stream. It's on this side of the brain, and this is the part of the brain that will recognize what something is. It's the what detector. Look at a hand, look at a remote control, chair, book. So that's the part of the brain that is activated when you give a word to something. A second part of the brain is called the dorsal stream, and what it does is locates the object in physical body space. So if you look around the stage here, you'll create a kind of mental map of the stage, and if you closed your eyes, you'd be able to mentally navigate it. You'd be activating the dorsal stream if you did that. The third part that I'd like to talk about is the limbic system. And this is deep inside of the brain. It's very old evolutionarily. And it's the part that feels. It's the kind of the gut center where you see an image and you go, oh, I have a strong or emotional reaction to whatever I'm seeing. So the combination of these processing centers help us make meaning in very different ways. So what can we learn about this? How can we apply this insight? Well, again, the schematic view is that the eye visually interrogates what we look at. The brain processes this in parallel, the figments of information, asking a whole bunch of questions to create a unified mental model. So, for example, when you look at this image, a good graphic invites the eye to dart around and to selectively create a visual logic. So the act of engaging and looking at the image creates the meaning. It's the selective logic. Now, we've augmented this and spatialized this information. Many of you may remember the magic wall that we built in conjunction with Perceptive Pixel, where we quite literally create an infinite wall. And so we can compare and contrast the big ideas. So the act of engaging and creating interactive imagery enriches meaning. It activates a different part of the brain. And then the limbic system is activated when we see motion, when we see color, and there are primary shapes and pattern detectors that we've heard about before. So the point of this is what? We make meaning by seeing, by an act of visual interrogation. The lessons for us are threefold. First, use images to clarify what we're trying to communicate. Secondly, make those images interactive so that we engage much more fully. And the third is to augment memory by creating a visual persistence. And these are techniques that can be used that can be applied in a wide range of